Hey guys, I'm Sanskar. I'm an illustrator designer based in Bombay. I studied art in a very like a the most common way possible in Bombay, which was going to a government college and learning fine art. And also to know that fine art exists, you had to be in a family which is like a typical middle class Maharashtrian family, which is the part that I come from in India. And a lot of exposure to I had a lot of exposure to doing sets or public art projects in the festival sector in the sense that I used to design festival mandaps or festival decorations when I was in college, because that's where you see art for the first time as a part of culture. And doing that, I started working with the film city in Bombay, because Bombay and Bollywood is pretty, it goes hand in hand and also gives you an opportunity to put out your work at that time. From there I traveled to advertising, where I started learning how art can actually make an impact in the industry and what the industry standards are. I also learned a lot of vocabulary which was not only artist dictionary vocabulary, so words like client servicing, management, timelines, and just deliverables, to the point where it became a little frustrating for me, and I started my own practice and started doing something that I was comfortable doing, which was public art. These are some murals that I've done for the folks at Pepsi. They also have Mountain Dew. This particular mural is in Nepal. Can we go to the picture? Right. It says Dar ko agadi jeet cha, which literally means Dar ke aage jeet hai in Hindi, which we were we were aware of, but then we started seeing. Basically, wanted to do sort of a collaboration with a space, which is Asia's top bungee jumping spot and world's second top for bungee jumping spot. And they sort of revamped the space with Mountain Dew branding and wanted us to do murals in that space. Again, there was a brief given to me, which is why I could think in that fashion and come up with an illustration for it and eventually paint a mural. This is a skate park that I designed in Bombay. It was a concrete park with different shaped wheels and a lot of different canvases that I could identify. And I come from a city where finding walls is very difficult. Real estate costs a lot, and it's been taken over by advertising or Bollywood, political communications, or cricket. If you are not into these four things, you can't become a space designer. So I was struggling to be a space designer in a place that doesn't have space. And I still want to do that, because larger than life artworks made me happier, made an impact per se. It was a very big canvas, so I had to put in a lot of different styles together and just separated them as different blocks. We also got funded. We also got funded for the project by a gaming company which was designing a VR skateboarding app. So this became like a map in the game. So we actually shot the space with all those 3D cameras, and then this became like a map setting which people can sit in the bedrooms and sort of skate. Yeah, that's the Adidas flagship store it's called Adidas Halo store. It's the first store in Asia, in Delhi, and the first Halo store in Asia. And again, they wanted something Adidas, but they didn't want to give us any rights of their own artwork, so we had to design something from our experiences of what the brand is. This is the comic club or a theatre in Kochi. There was this long boat lying there, nothing was done about it, so we decided to paint it and put chairs and bar stools around it to make it really accessible. Again, this is, I realized when I was just designing for spaces and I was crying about not having spaces, came an opportunity which was festival design, where we used to design spaces that would later get dismantled. So there was obviously a lot of work coming in and more opportunities, newer briefs, and kind of people visiting the shows would change. So we won't have, like, I won't have like a style that people remember me for, like which is what I'm also fighting towards, or like moving towards. This is for Breeze, where we converted a small, say, 1,500 square feet space into a lounge, an open lounge. And we got a lot of street furniture, innovative bars, and gamified the entire space. I mean, like, no one likes to have a freezer, so we had to make people drink freezer. That was the brief given by the brand. And then we had to sort of make games that the gratification becomes a bottle of ice. You had to actually get interested in the game to win a freezer, which is anyways a difficult task to do. Yeah, and it all came from this very idea of when we go for these fun fairs and you see people ring toss something onto a soap, they get a soap, and a teddy bear, they get a teddy bear. So we just put a lot of traffic cones in the previous slide. A lot of traffic cones and the breezer bottles. So if you put a ring in the breezer bottle, you get 3 rings. If you put one ring in the breezer bottle, you get the breezer. But if any ring goes into the traffic cones, you get disqualified. So the best thing is the first one goes, you just throw the other ones down. But again, that was another, when I go to fun fairs, I was like fascinated with the kind of installations or pancake installations that people would interact with. Would sit in something like a merry-go-round or just those fake small cars. I wanted to replicate those with a modern day brand. Because I was always like, very much interested in trying out different things at a fun fair stage to be like, why do I want to waste my money? But so I thought of like using those ideas into a modern day project where I think a lot of people would like to do that. Like if I do it right now, all of you all will come and be like, okay, I'm going to try this, give it a shot. This other activity where we designed a very different looking canvas, numbered it, and let people come and paint by numbers. So it's also a drink and draw sort of activity that you have to not forget which number you're painting. And eventually let them paint after pieces, which are basically we don't complete the installation, so we just wait people and work on it. This is the mural I painted in Chennai neighborhood. Again, a lot of inspiration from just going around the place, understanding the city, understanding the locality. I went wrong a lot of times. Some people also got a little offended because I used some typefaces or color schemes which were very because I was getting inspired by the streets, and the streets had all political communications. So I was, in a way, replicating political color schemes. And people were like, oh, this is a party's color. And if I'm using it the other way, this is that party's color, but you have left it, so it's even more disrespectful. So I had a tough time come to a color scheme. Now the color scheme that you see is a political party in Maharashtra. That no one knows. But anyway, it worked for me. And whatever I've written is things that I felt there. The name of the piece is Malai, which means evening in Tamil, and that was the best time for me to paint it because I was painting it in May in that meeting, and I felt like evenings are the best time to paint. So that's the name of the mural. But if you see, I knew the murals were get vandalized later by people putting paste up stickers on top of it, which is why I had the paste up texture throughout the mural. So even if it gets vandalized later, it feels like it's a part of the mural. Also, you see a big sari like being ripped from the terrace, because I knew people are going to put their own saris to dry, and again it has to feel like a public art piece. What I feel we focus on when we design public spaces is that you have to satisfy the subconscious of people who actually live there. Because I am not going back to the place. They shouldn't feel that some guy from Bombay came, painted something for us, and is dictating the terms that we should follow. You have a complete piece. Yeah. This is what a complete piece looks like. Yeah, very random boards, very random. I saw someone play a Ludo sort of a game on the street, on the road, so I just made that. Next. Yeah, that's the piece that I designed for myself. Because I don't like to write my name on the murals. If you see any of my murals, you won't see my name on it because I feel if I write my name, the beauty of the mural goes off. So I have to design something that fits in with different subjects. We'll come to that, but I've also painted a mural here in Lanka. It's a Pepsi brand communication, but again that also doesn't have my name. This is for a basketball academy called Akansha Singh Basketball Academy. Akansha Singh was India's basketball captain for the longest time till 2015, women's team captain. Now she has her own academy, and the brief that they gave me is they want people to. She has gone through a lot of hardship, but she doesn't want people or kids to see the hardship. They want to look up to something that they want to work towards. In India, cricket is the most celebrated sport, but like basketball is like the coolest sport ever. You see a lot of jerseys being, even if I don't know basketball, I'll wear a basketball jersey, or like I'll have a basketball player's sneaker that I'll be repping, but I won't play the sport. And if you see the kids who play basketball don't play anything else. Everyone else plays different games, and then they want to, in the time pass moment, they want to play basketball. But basketball kids don't play anything else. So if someone has picked up that sport to learn, to become an athlete at such a young age, they need to see the things that inspire them, not the hardship towards it. So you see that no one is falling. We are trying to find out gestures that look cool, and they get inspired to play the sport. This is a 100% painted wall, by the way. It's a brush and painted. And even the net that you see, how we have achieved that is we have made a stencil cutout, which is like a stencil on a sunboard sheet, and spray painted to it. Just mask the other part that doesn't need to be painted. That's it.
Thank you so much.